My name is Liz Gardner, and this is a video about beginning to line dance. Sometimes when you first go to a class, you're bombarded with information, and I thought what I'd do is just break it down for you so that you can think about this in your own time, in your own place. So I'm going to talk about 8 different aspects of line dance when you first begin. So the first thing is that when you line dance, you face certain walls. So you might face a front wall, a back wall, or 2 side walls. Often we refer to it as clock faces. So I'll just show you how it goes. So if we're facing this way, it would be the front. That would be the back. This would be a side. This would be a side. However, some teachers talk about 12 o'clock wall, 6 o'clock wall, 3 o'clock wall, 9 o'clock wall. Sometimes you're at a particular place and you have reference points. So one of the places that I teach at, we have a front wall, a back wall, a menu and a bar. One of the other places that I teach at or learn at is a front wall, a back wall, the chairs and the red wall. And sometimes you take those settings with you wherever you go into a different place, and you might always be looking at the 9 o'clock wall as your red wall. Particularly if you are a learner that is spatial, then you have reference points that are like that. So you have your 2 walls, either the front and the back, or we have a 4-wall dance. Alright, that brings me on to sequences. So when we're learning sequence in line dancing, we learn sequences of steps. So we have maybe 8 steps, 16, 32, 64. A lot of music is in 4/4 time and has 8 distinct separate steps. One of the other major sorts of sequences is we learn these are usually waltzes, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's in lots of 6, 12, 24, etc. Often up to 96 and beyond. Okay, so we often learn in 8s, we often learn in 6s. Here's an example. So if we were doing a sequence of 8 steps, we might begin with our weight on the left, and we walk 1, 2, 3, kick 4, back, 2, 3, and touch. That would be 8 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We would build on that sequence by adding more steps to it. So we might go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Another 8 counts might go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That would be 2 lots of 8. If we were to do 3 lots of 8, we might do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, if this is a 32 count dance, it would have one more lot of 8. And often in beginner dances, that would turn it to a new wall. So I'll give you an example. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Third lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And our last 8 will take us to a new wall. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to end up over there by going 5, 6, 7, 8. Now that's your sequence, and we repeat it on a new wall, and another wall, and another. Let's have an example with a waltz. So, remember waltz steps are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we might go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, with most beginner dances, we turn a half turn or a quarter turn. Here's an example. We might go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 4 6s, 24. So the sequences, beginner dances, and lots of other dances are in groups of 8 or 6s. Alright, now I want to talk about the steps and the counts. You would have noticed already then that I've started saying the names of the steps or the counts. So I gave you examples of doing it with the count. Alright, let's do that again. Dance with go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, so we can learn it with the counts. But if you don't know the steps, then you're in trouble. So we often know that we have to learn the names of the steps and follow by the steps. So here's an example. Weights on your left, walk. Walk right, kick left, back, 2, 3 and touch. I'll do that again so you get the idea. Walking. Walk right, kick left, back, 2, 3 and touch. To move on to the next slide of 8, we would do a vine, which is side behind, side and touch, side behind, side and touch. That gives you an idea, doesn't it, of some of the steps. Now as we go on in this course, you'll find out I will introduce you to the names of the steps and how they fit together and how they fit with the counts. But for now, you just need to know that once you have a sequence, that's made up of steps and counts. Sometimes we do it in combination. Here's an example. Weights on your left, walk. Right, kick 4. 5, 6, 7, touch 8. Fine. 1, 2, 3, touch 4. 5, 6, 7, touch 8. So we have a combination of counts and steps. We'll talk about that much more as we go along. In beginning to line dance, we also have lots of genres. So we have country, we might have cha-cha or rumba, samba, mambo, waltzes and nightclubs. But that's something else that we'll find out as we go along. Alright, also we have the music. You want to know a lot about the music. What music do we dance to? Anything that you like and anything that the teacher likes. So we might use a lot of country. That's where line dancing originated with the country music. So there's a lot of people that just do country. A lot of people like doing country. Most people do country. The country nowadays is quite fantastic. So we use country, we use pop songs, we use old classics, and all sorts really. Again, it's we have a lot of waltzes in there as well. With the music, what's interesting is that with your beginner dances, you'll use a lot of music that has got a verse and a chorus, a verse and a chorus. And that makes it easier for us to choreograph the steps. So we have very straightforward combinations of 8s or 6s. Sometimes the music nowadays has little extra bits in it. We call them bridges or tags, and that means we cut those sequences sometimes into 4 and 6 and all sorts of things, or add 2 steps. But as beginner dancers, most of them are chorus, verse, chorus, verse. Alright, so we've talked about the walls, the sequences, the steps and counts, the genres and the music. I want to talk to you about how you learn. Now some of you might have heard of Howard Gardner. He's talked about the 7 ways of learning. Those 7 ways we bring to us to line dancing as well. So you see what's going on, you follow your instructor, you follow the people in front and beside you, but not all the time because they can make plenty of mistakes. But we do see, we see what we're doing. We also hear, we hear the music, we hear the instructor, and we hear the count. Sometimes we learn by being alone. alone with the music and the steps and our memory, and we do it that way, or sometimes we're alone in front of a video that's done to demonstrate the dance. All right, so you hear, you see, you're alone. Some people learn better by being with people, all sorts, so they can just soak it up and manage to do it. Sometimes we do, when we're learning, we're kinesthetic, we have to actually do it. We have to stomp the rhythm out. We have to feel it in our body and in our muscle memory, and it helps us. So that's kinesthetic learning. Sometimes we have to be in the right environment to learn. If you're not feeling comfortable where you are, maybe the floor's sticky, maybe you've had a fight with somebody down the road, then we're not in the right mood to learn, we're not in the right environment to learn. There are plenty other ways, and I will talk about Howard Gardner's 7 ways of knowing in another video. So that brings us on to our dress. People often say, well, what do you wear? Well, I remember being told once that if you, the reason why people often wear uniform is so that they immediately are in the groove for doing what they're doing. So often if you see a gym instructor, they're in gym clothes. So dancing's a bit the same. Sometimes you might want to dance up in your country clothes with a hat and boots and a check shirt and jeans. But on the whole, nowadays, if you want to learn to dance, you wear something comfortable, but you make sure that you have your right footwear. And I might talk to you a little bit about that later, the sort of footwear that you can wear, but you need something that is super comfortable, and the same with your clothes. So super comfortable shoes with a smooth sole for moving easily, and comfortable clothes. All right, the last thing I want to talk to you in this video is about your attitude. Now, when you're learning something new for the first time, or learning, even if you've been learning a long time, your attitude is very important. So you need to feel relaxed, you need to feel determined, and you need to persevere. Because with all sorts of learning, you make some progress and then you feel you're not making progress. Line dancing is one of those things where some people pick it up just like riding a bike, nice and quickly. Some people take a long while to learn it. There's always something new to learn, but it's really just about perseverance, okay? One of the things that I was told too by a dance teacher was that when you're learning, you do need to kind of follow the person near you, but don't rely on them, because they're often not necessarily learning as quickly as you are. So you have to find a space, probably behind the teacher, right down the front, where you can see everybody when you're turning from wall to wall. So if you can think about it, your teacher is here. If you're directly behind them and you've got people either side of you, every time you turn a wall, you can follow somebody else. Here's a little tip too. One of my teachers told me, don't always look down at the feet. Don't always get the footwork right, especially if it's complicated. Watch their shoulders so that you can see how they're moving. And that helps you look up and out. I often say to my students, looking up, looking out. Because if you're looking down at your feet all the time, you're not using your core strength, you're not moving your position, your body well. So really and truly, you need to make sure that you are looking out and learning in that way. When you're learning, you're going to make a lot of mistakes. So my advice to you is, again, just perseverance, and learn the names of the steps, find a good teacher, and practice, practice, practice. Remember, perfect practice makes perfect performance. So I'm just going to finish this video here, and we'll have some new videos for beginners following this one. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.